And now, for our next startup, let's all go back to the matrix, where there is no spoon. But there is a full solution to your cloud-based applications. Please welcome on stage Gil and Avanan. See, Avanan.
Hi, everyone. I'm Gil from Avanan. Israel is one place where we don't need to explain what Avanan means. But to the non-Hebrew speakers, we say it's cloud of clouds. Let me tell you a little bit about that and about Avanan's cloud security metrics. Here we go. Before we talk about our metrics, a word about the movie, The Matrix. In the movie, we learn that Neo is a hacker. But then the movie goes into kung fu and shooting scenes, and we never learn how the Matrix is protected from hackers. We do get a couple of clues, though. The first one is replication. We see numerous Mr. Smiths or security measures spawn off at once. The second one is variety. We see distinct entities working together in sync. And then the third one is the ability to implement new technology in an instant. Trinity needs to fly a helicopter. The user manual is uploaded to her brain in 2 seconds. These characteristics are not unique to the metrics. We learn to expect them from any virtual system. And you'll soon see them in the Avanan Cloud Security as well. Let me start with a short customer story. One of our first customers is a NASDAQ-traded company, and as such, they need to comply with the SOX regulations. In January 2015, the auditor came back and said they were still compliant, but the report was identical to the one a year before. So no one touched a single file for a year? How could that be? This is the network they thought they had, where the data center was in their control, and they could implement the security, privacy, and compliance layers that they needed. But they also started a small SaaS-based file sharing project, in their case, Google Drive, and it took less than 6 months for the entire organization to move to the SaaS-based solution and abandon their internal storage. So this is the network they actually had. Their data was in the cloud, and their users, whether it's corporate users or their partners, were connecting from anywhere. So the next question was, are we secure? How do we secure this network? This is the problem we went out to solve. First thing we did, through their public APIs, we integrated with all the leading SaaS solutions. Then we took over 50 security technologies from leading brands and added them to our metrics. And this is the result. This is our metrics where every line is a cloud solutions, an enterprise SaaS, and then every column is a security layer with one or more security technologies to choose from. And finally, there's an on-off switch to decide what to activate where. Let me show you how it's deployed. First, you choose your SaaS solutions, then the antiviruses you want to implement, the advanced threat protection, data leakage prevention, and obviously with each layer you can choose more than one solution. And within 5 minutes, the metrics is up and running. Within our first customers, we have a US Fortune 500 financial institution, one of the largest universities in the US, and the NASDAQ-traded tech company that I mentioned earlier. And when we made that platform available to customers, we were intrigued by how they were using it. And let me give you a couple of examples. First, as you can guess, they're using more than one solution for the same layer, sometimes even all of them. When they do that, they're able to compare different technologies, sometimes from the same vendor. In this case, Check Point's antivirus versus Check Point's threat emulation, or similar technologies from different vendors. In this example, Semantic DLP versus Global Velocities DLP. When they finally choose to buy a solution, it's not always just one. We see them buy multiple solutions for the same layer, And surprisingly often, not from the leading brands, but from a smaller name. And then adding to that our workflow and automation, they are able to combine vendors into one policies that otherwise could not be found in the same room. For example, they can detect malware with Palo Alto's Wildfire and clean it with Checkpoint's threat extraction. Or they can scan for sensitive data with McAfee and encrypt it with Symantec. To summarize, in the Avanan Cloud Security Platform, you can protect your cloud services with best-of-breed technologies from over 50 vendors. Adding workflow and automation allows you to clean malware automatically and auto-remediate security incidents, as well as user policy violations. We believe this was not possible in the data center. This is only possible in the cloud. And we think that once you join our metrics, this is how you'll test, buy, and use security, because it's all with the click of a button. Thank you.
Thank you very much.